Just like I say, Jack, thank you very much for participating in all our fitness tests. Really appreciate it. In all components, you show that you have both positive and negative attributes to each test. We have some areas to improve on and lots of positives to come out of as well, so that's a good sign. As we know, the tests conducted are measured, the tests you conducted measured your aerobic endurance, core stability and endurance, flexibility, speed and acceleration, and also we did a test on power. First of all, in your flexibility test, your scores were as follows, if you like to see here. This is a sit and reach test. Your first result was 11 centimetres, your second result was 12 centimetres, and 13 centimetres was your final result. This showed that you improved your flexibility as you got further into the exercise. This showed that your muscles became pliable and quickly adapted to the exercise, resulting in you landing into the above average category, which is also really good. Secondly, the strength test, we conducted a hand grip dynamometer test. Your results were 52 kg, 53 kg and 56 kg, as you can see here on the table. These results were good and landed you into the very good category. So this implies that your strength improves over time and showed a slight sign of good muscular endurance. So holding the hand grip dynamometer for 5 seconds with a 15-second break, your forearm muscles responded well to fatigue and showed a high tolerance. Thirdly, our test is power. This is conducted with the sergeant jump test. As you can see here, he scored 42, 42, 45. These are measured in inches and you landed into the average category. This showed that you produced natural power with no previous practice of the test, but showed improvements are needed. Fourthly, we conducted the multi-stage fitness test. You scored an above average score of 11.1. This showed that you have good ability and you're able to have a high tolerance of fatigue and you've got really good endurance for a lad of your age, making you an effective player on the football pitch for the duration of the game, so therefore shows that you've got a beneficial strength to your sporting performance. Then we conducted the 30-metre sprint test, where your results were taken down as 5.1 seconds and 4.65 seconds. This test experimented your ability to produce the speed and acceleration needed within your sport. This showed that after practice you produced poor speed and acceleration. Therefore, it shows we need therefore we have to find find a way to improve your acceleration, as you show your lack of ability to generate power and speed throughout the drill. Finally, we did core stability and endurance. What we tested here was a 1-minute setup test, as you can recall. This was very effective and you landed yourself into the excellent category. This is a positive for you, as it shows that your core has potential to withstand the demands of the exercise, avoiding decreasing performance. And on the merit 4, compare your client's results to normative data and identify any areas of strength or areas required for improvement. Firstly, your flexibility results, 11 centimetres, 12 centimetres and 13 centimetres in the sit and reach test landed you into the above category. This was a positive, as you showed that you were able to land yourself into the above average category, which means you are better than a normal person, and this shows that your muscle groups show that your hamstrings and your lower back are pliable to physical exercise from the go, showing that you have a natural ability to adapt to exercise very quickly. This showed when in your test your results improved by 1 centimetre per attempt. This is a strength for you, as you can relate it to your sport, which is football. Therefore, at the start of the game, if you haven't warmed up, your muscles are already in a position when they're exercise ready and respond to physical exercise very quickly. allowing you to push harder at early stages of the game due to your muscles being pliable at the start of the game. Therefore, areas that are needed of attention and improvement, being in the above average category could decrease your range of movement and still cause tightness in the muscles, as you're not completely absent from tightness. Therefore, if you were to take a shot in football, you're more likely to become vulnerable to muscle tightness and restrict power in which you shoot, due to lacking in flexibility. Therefore, your areas to improve in this test is to stretch, pre and post exercise, and this would then prevent lack of flexibility in all your major muscles. Secondly, we tested your strength for the hand grip dynamometer test. Your scores landed you in the very good category. These results showed that some key strengths in your physical ability were present. Firstly, being that your natural strength is very good, and this allows for you to be able to generate force and strength easily in sporting situations, which increases your performance in football. If a player was to try and mark you during a corner, you'd be able to physically move them off appropriately within the rules and regulations of the game, therefore making it fair by generating your isometric strength produced in your forearm in order to get open. I also thought your form for the test was very efficient. You held the equipment up high and brought it in downwards in a perfect motion, squeezing the dynamometer as hard as you can on the way down for the 5-second duration. This allowed you to produce valid and reliable results due to conducting the test efficiently. Secondly, your room for improvements, I think in future, would be to produce more consistency within your results. You started off with 52 kg, when the second attempt you landed with 53 kg, then jumped by a fairly large margin of 3 kg. If you can improve your consistency to generate isometric strength at more consistent but stronger rate, instead of having a minimum of 52 and 53 kg, try and aim to have 56 kg as your first attempt, which will improve your strength. This will show that your strength increases as performance goes on. Therefore, improving on quickening the rate in which you generate strength would be very ideal for the sport instead of waiting to adapt the physical activity first. Then we moved on to the power with the vertical jump test, in which you landed in the category which states you as average, with your results being 42, 45 and 42. Your strengths in this was that your form was very efficient, you respond well to instructions, showing a good knowledge of how to conduct the test appropriately after being informed with instructions. Although you showed areas that you will need to improve on. These were your ability to produce power. Your results also show that they simply weren't good enough in order to perform effectively in sports such as football, where you would need power to jump high in order to win a one-on-one battle whilst heading for the ball. Therefore, it increased your ability to score and lead your way forward into winning a match. Then we moved on to aerobic endurance and the multi-stage fitness test, where you scored above average. This is very good, and you showed key signs of strengths throughout this test. Firstly, being that your ability to avoid and withstand fatigue was impressive and will come effective to your sport, meaning that you'd be able to last longer and perform harder for a longer period of time throughout your game situations. Although key improvements would be to improve acceleration off the line after you reach the 20-metre limit. This test will show that you are slow off the mark, having an overall effect on your performance and result. This therefore meant that it made it harder for you to get to the other line in time for the beep. But if you were to produce effective acceleration, you've got a lot further in the test because you will be able to make the beep and you won't lose a chance to go out. Next was speed and acceleration. This was conducted throughout the 30-metre sprint test. Your results meant that you landed in the poor category after having a time of 5.1 seconds, a second time of 4.65 seconds. Your results throughout this test was the strengths of this results was that your technique and your starting stance was perfect. Your feet were dead on the line, your feet were in the right position and your hands and your knees were slightly bent with your butt facing up, in order to generate as much force as you possibly can to help you get the best time possible. And when you ran long strides and your arms are tied to your body, alternating forwards and backwards. Your technique shows that you had a good knowledge of the test. However, you do show signs that need to be improved. These were your reaction times firstly. Your results showed a great deal of inconsistency. This is ultimately down to your reaction time. On the first test, you scored 5.1 seconds. This is when your reaction to signal go was very poor. However, your second attempt showed great reaction time when you ran 4.65 seconds. However, this inconsistency would benefit your performance and would benefit your sporting performance and significantly affect your results. However, your acceleration was also poor, but this truly contributed to your results. You're unable to generate power in order to get a fast acceleration off the mark, resulting in taking longer to get up to speed. Finally, the 1 minute setup test. This is muscular endurance, and in this you landed in the excellent category. Your key and identifiable strengths in this was your tolerance to fatigue and how to avoid it, showing a good sign in endurance. You took your time and gradually built up your speed and didn't dive into the exercise and blowing out all your steam. This therefore allowed you to have a longer avoidance to fatigue. However, there were signs of improvement. Your form must need improving in order to get a true repetition and build validity of the test and prevent injury. Your arms were not equally apart. One hand was closer to the shoulder than the other. However, your bum was point up high where it should be laid flat and straight. Finally, your chest did not hit the ground, therefore your form was inconsistent and effectively did not perform the rep truly. So this shows that your form definitely needs to improve in order to build reliable results. For distinction criteria, firstly, the positives of this test shows that in sporting performance, your level of flexibility allows you to become physically adapted to exercise. See, I'm on the right stage. Quicker, as your muscles are already pliable to exercise. As your rate of flexibility is already above average, this means that you can perform at a more intense rate quicker than others, because their muscle groups in the legs are still taking time to warm up to physical exercise in order to meet the demands of the activity, and you'll be able to perform specific sporting movements more effectively. So therefore, in a football match, if you were to take a long shot, you'll be able to take a long shot without feeling as much restriction in the muscles. Therefore, you'll be able to execute the shot and technique effectively. Therefore, you can Therefore, we will need to improve on the negatives in order for this to happen, because your flexibility is above average. So therefore, this shows for a young active footballer as yourself, you do not stretch as often as you probably should do. Therefore, due to your muscles not being stretched and warmed up to the extent they need to, you increase the chances of injury, such as cramps, pulls, tears, and avoid muscle tightness. This will negatively impact performance, because if you do not stretch and warm up your muscles as much as you should do,